Hello friends, Caleb Sundance here with another daily update, and I have some exciting news for the app that I'm working on, which is that the next version of it should be out, and you can find a link to the app to check out the update in the description below. This update includes the ability to go through any of the current achievements or sections and kind of report any issues that you see with them. So if you think that there's something wrong with it, if it's got a bug or some wrong information, maybe even a suggestion, you can report it that way. And then there's also, I was able to fit into this update, just sort of a general area, not tied to a specific achievement or section. You can report anything just that you find wrong with the app on a support page. So just absolutely fundamental functionality there that I was able to get out the door and in there, along with a few other small fixes. And then I was also able to, this is not live yet, but just sort of an update on some progress for the next version and the next update. I was able to work on a good portion of the ability to suggest achievements or suggest sections that should appear in the global app for other people to be able to view and achieve. So that was going really well. I got to the point where you're able to suggest those things and you're able to also then view them. The idea right now is to have an area of the app where you can view all of the suggestions that other people have made and then sort of vote on them if you think it's a good idea, if you think it's a bad idea. I think that will be a really cool feature to have in the app so that it can kind of bring people together a little bit and give some feedback to all of the suggestions as well as the app as a whole. And then this is also something that is still being worked on, which I'm hoping to get to today, which is, of course, for the ability for admins to be able to approve those suggestions, to deny them, different things like that. So that is where that's going, and just moving right along with some really important stuff there. At this point, once that is done, which again should be pretty soon, I'm going to, I think, take a step back and try and figure out where the next thing should, where the next improvements, the next update should go, because I think that will be a lot of the biggest core functionalities that are necessary for the app. And there's still a whole ton of things to improve and to add into the app, of course. By no means am I, running out of those, because I've basically just built the bare minimum for those features to work. But prioritizing the next thing is still going to take a little bit of time to, I think, figure out, and I want to make sure that I have a good perspective on where to move next, because if you get your head too much into the trenches, sometimes you can get distracted with, going and getting certain features done that might not be as important as others. So that is kind of the plan moving forward. So with that said, I will take a moment to do the song of the day. You will find a new secret song in the description below, along with a playlist, of course, for all of the songs that have been added so far. And the previous song, yesterday's song, was a song called Fates by, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this band name correctly, but it is Sysmix. So definitely check them out. I have a few of their other songs on some of my playlists. But this song, I really appreciated the way that it built. It starts out really pretty mellow and chill. And by the end of it, it's still fairly mellow and chill, but they incorporate different aspects to the song, I think, really well as time goes on. So it's definitely one to listen all the way through and kind of take your time with it, I think. And then listen for all of those different instruments. So that is that for the song of the day. I think other stuff that I have to report moving on from that is just sort of continuing to figure out how to do the whole social media thing and figuring out the best ways to go about that. I think there's a couple things that I suspect are true, or suspect is the case, but of course it will take some time to kind of get some confirmation on that. One thing that you may have noticed if you've been watching any portion of these videos is that I decided to specifically move the kind of like song of the day into a little bit of the center of the video, because I think that what that does is that if you repeatedly watch the videos, I'm thinking that you kind of want something a little bit more of the core of the video first. And if you're always hit with the same thing at the beginning of the video, that takes up a little bit of the video, unless of course it's like your favorite thing. It might get what's the word? Just, well, repetitive. So I think that it might be a better format to put it in the middle. I'm not totally set on that, but I think that I've seen some other people do this sort of format, and I think it works out pretty well. Yeah, so that's one thing. The other thing I think is that a few days ago I made a video with a title that I wouldn't say is clickbait, because it was true to the video, but I think that what I tend to do is I try to, because there's a lot of these videos consist of a couple of things that are kind of like staples that happen every video, like the song of the day and an update on the projects and stuff. I have to look for something that sticks out a little bit, and so I picked this one title that was playing off of an aspect that was different about the video, but it wasn't it wasn't like the core of the whole video. It wasn't what the whole video was all about. So I think it may have been slightly misleading, although it was not my intention. Of course, I don't have a bunch of like analytics or anything to really base that theory on, but that's just sort of what I've been thinking. So trying to get better about figuring out how to title those things in a way that it doesn't take a whole ton of time for me to figure out, as well as just not being even like a little bit misleading. So yeah, so those are a couple things that I've been trying to figure out. Yeah, so that's how that's going. Again, today I will be working on LifeNav, as well as I'm actually searching around for an artist to do some cover art for the webcomic that I am doing. So I think that will take up some of my time as well. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got for today. So I think with that, I will, of course, as always, remind to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.